What's up, y'all? We are They. I'm Drew Love.
Dante Jones.
My karma is sexy.
My karma is innovative.
We are here with not even friends of the show, I would say family of the show.
Hell yeah.
I'm starting to feel old thinking how long I've known you guys at this point. This is getting kind of crazy. Time is flying. We are with They, Dante Jones and Drew Love. Out right now, Love Jones, which, by the way, that was just sitting right there. How did we not think of that for this long? Did we have the title Love Jones?
You know what's crazy is before, like, we came up with the They name for our artistry, and I suggested, I was like, what if we call ourselves Love Jones, like, in the beginning as the artist name, and Dante was like, nah. Like, he want to do it. And then it circled back, and now
it went a little differently. His boy texted him and said, what about Love Jones?
Yeah.
Now, at the time, we were trying to be hard. We're trying to be a little more like hard edge, rock star shit.
Yeah,
100%. So it's just like,
and like we've said before, you were the first progressive group. They,
that's
what she was trying to do.
We didn't even know. We didn't even know we was getting into it with that one. But so at the time,
but
it's
now
like
that Trump is president, you have to go with Love Jones.
We gotta switch our.
you got to rebrand. Love Jones.
Love Jones, formerly known as They.
You gonna block all that shit on Spotify.
It was one of them names where it was like, back of my mind, I always kind of felt like that was probably the right choice.
Yeah,
but it is what it is. But now we got the album. You know what I'm saying?
Or this is just me. I'm hot. Pardon me.
Yeah.
Or They Love Jones.
They Love Jones.
There
might be something there. There might be something
I'm just
there.
saying, all right.
Let
me do the merch then.
Bring the concept together.
Right.
Yeah.
What was the approach on this one, as opposed to say Amanda Tape, New Moon? How did this one differ?
So, I feel like just from the jump, obviously we released the last one, the last time that we was here. But I think ever since the first album, we've kind of been in this position where we've been jumping from situation to situation. There's been a lot of like holdover stuff, like some of the joints that we had on New Moon were supposed to be on the Amanda Tape. Same with Amanda Tape, we're supposed to be on Fireside. So this was the first time that we ever were like, yo, we just want to start 100% from scratch.
Yeah.
Clean slate. And now that we got this clean slate, what do we want to do? And I think that the main thing throughout it, and it also kind of ties back to the title, is really just back to our OG dynamic. Just me and Drew, no real outside people, like a couple friends that worked on the project. But as far as like writers, producers, big names, outside influences, nah, like it's just us.
Do y'all prefer to create like that?
I think, especially at this point, yeah.
I think it brings out the most authentic stuff, and it really kind of like shows off like our creative chemistry in the best way.
Yeah, it's like that was the OG dynamic. It's just me and him. The whole first album was just me and him just sitting in the room, just see what we came up with. And as things grow, and two, you got different expectations. You're like, okay, maybe I need to bring somebody in, or maybe I need to like try to acclimate to this. But beyond even just like how it was written, it was like the mindset was more so just like, yo, I don't really care about no expectations. I don't really care about, is this going to connect? Or we just want to do what we want to do. And just keep that pure. Don't let anything dilute it. And, that's what we did this time around.
And I guess that's an interesting approach, because I feel like in between each album, you guys have been doing individual stuff. You producing for other people. Drew, every time I'm in a fucking writing camp, I take a left, and you're right there. You walk in with Seven, you walk in. We had the Dreamville shit, you walk in.
Yeah.
I know you've been writing with Hitmaker a lot as well.
Yeah.
Was that kind of weird getting back in with just the two of y'all, since you guys have been collaborating with so many other people individually?
Nah, I don't think it's weird. I think it's honestly refreshing, because it's like doing all this stuff. Like Dante, like you said, Dante produces a lot. I'm over here doing K-pop and R&B and write for this person, that person, this person. So then when I get a chance to come back and like do the stuff that I actually want to do, I guess, which is maybe not want to do, but the stuff that it just feels most me is like when I'm working with Dante.
Yeah.
100%. So I think it's just refreshing.
Well, let's get into the first record, Choosin, which I absolutely love. What was the background of this single? I would say.
Man, so I kind of think of this one as like a watershed moment for when we was in the creating process, because like it was kind of back to where the OG dynamic, where I have like just a little idea and start it off and show it to Drew. That's how we did like the whole first album. Was like I would sit there kind of like high off by myself do like a little mumble hook and a beat and then play it for Drew, and Drew would just completely deconstruct it, be like, this sucks, this isn't good. So like, it was the first time we'd done that in a while because we got in the habit of just like only doing stuff from scratch. But like, it was one thing. I just played the beat, and the next thing you know, like we're both flowing or whatever. I had like a little hook melody idea, and he just ran with it, and the verses snapped on the verses, like knocked out the fucking park. So it was the first one we really too like. Especially back in the early days, we used to like really argue a lot. Back in it, like about no, this song sucks and this like fuck that, blah 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 blah. But like over time, you know, you get used to it and you don't have that dynamic, or you know, it feels like it's coming from a wrong place. But I think this was one where like that OG brother dynamic was like on full effect. So
Both
like
agreed to it.
yeah, it was like, but it was like we were debating, but there wasn't no like, oh, I don't want to say this, or I don't want to do that. It was just like, nah, fuck it, like. Let's make this as best as we could be, like feelings out the room, like all that shit.
Who has the better record out of you two when it comes to saying this song is it's gonna work, and then that song not working, and then being able to say I told you that wasn't gonna work? Like, who has the better record?
I don't know if it is as much as that as it is like. Sometimes I feel like there's been songs I'm like, I think that's the one.
Yeah.
And then you know, it gets decided that it don't be the one. And then people do raise their hand to it. I feel like, I don't know who's done it more, but I can remember some situations where I'm just like, I knew that was the one.
Yeah.
You know, type of thing. But I don't know if it's ever been a situation where somebody picks a record and it just doesn't do well. But there's been ones. And there's some songs sitting unreleased that I still wish we put out. But you know what I mean? We'll see. Maybe one day.
All right, but let's get into Choosin then.
Let's do it.
Know you hate a nigga.
Love Jones.
Know you wanna ride. Know you hate a nigga. You don't love a nigga. You don't love a nigga. Won't run up again.
Let's go.
Yeah.
She don't really love me. She just want the money. Worry about the money, babe. Don't know what she choosing. Baby, I know what you doing. Ooh, she don't really love me. So I can't really trust it. Way too caught up in the fast life. You just using me to pass time. Ooh, new whip, wood grain, I'm gliding. New chick, full lottie, shotgun, she riding. More wet, pour that, she wet, I'm sliding. Gold teeth, I'm cocky, she read, I'm rocky. You running from the truth, don't hide. I know you're trying to play both sides. How long I'm supposed to let that slide? Oh, she don't really love me. She just want the money. Worry about the money, babe. Don't know what she choosing. Baby, I know what you doing. Ooh, she don't really love me. So I can't really trust it. Way too caught up in the fast life. Think you just using me to pass time. Ooh, and I can tell the way that you talk to me is so rude. You ain't ever really had a nigga call you on your book. You don't really wanna lock it down just to fuck around, that's cool. Be a Dante before I let a shorty try to play me like no fool.
Let's go.
New whip, wood grain, I'm gliding. New chick, full lottie, shotgun, she riding. More wet, hold that, she wet, I'm sliding. Gold teeth, I'm cocky, she read, I'm rocky. She don't really love me. She just want the money. Worry about the money, babe. Don't know what she choosing. Baby, I know what you doing. Ooh, she don't really love me. So I can't really trust it. Way too caught up in the fast life. You just using me to pass time. Ooh.
And we are back. That is Choosin by They off Love Jones. That is out right now across all DSPs, everywhere that you get music. Do you like my VJ voice. Like, this is like Lala something.
Yeah,
Like,
it
I'm cool, right?
Yeah,
like,
it felt radio real quick,
yeah,
but I like that.
yeah.
I'm
like
not
there
mad
should
at
be a
that.
window with people.
Yeah. I'm not mad at
We're
that.
gonna bring that shit back.
I
Carson
felt like I was
Daly
listening.
moment.
Daily.
I feel like I was
Yeah,
in
go
the car
wave at the
just
window.
now. I feel like I was in the car just now listening to some shit. I like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, that was cool.
Blazing hip hop and R&B.
Gotta
Your
say
traffic
that.
report.
Gotta say that.
You gotta be more
blaze it.
intense
Oh
and
my
compressed
God.
when you're doing that.
Yeah.
You guys, I mean, shit. 2015. When did they start?
15.
15, right?
Yeah, first EP was 2015.
Like
Yeah.
October of that,
October
of like
2015.
It's almost 10 years.
So we're
Yeah,
coming up
shit is
on
crazy.
10 years.
Yeah.
What has been, I mean, I don't want to say the cliche ups and downs, but you guys have been through major systems, independent systems, and have continued to stay relevant and put out good music, where we've seen so many artists that are talented just get, lost in the fold because they had to switch through systems. What
Yeah.
has that process been like?
I mean, it's definitely been traumatizing in some ways. Like,
Yeah.
there's definitely been some situations where it's just like, a song or Pocotan, and then like that certain label or that certain partner that we're with has no idea how to capitalize on it. Or there'll be times where, you know what I mean, we want to do a certain thing and they don't believe in doing that certain thing, and they don't want to spend money here and they go spend money in places that they like it doesn't do anything. So but I think that what kept us together and what kept us going is just the passion for doing it in the first place, and just our brotherhood dynamic. Like, you know what I mean, like we had a mission to start this stuff, like to push forward bending, you know what I mean, music and change the way that people listen to R&B music. And I think that's still our passion, and we're gonna continue to do this until we can't make music no more. I think we're just gonna keep putting things out. So yeah.
What would y'all say is the pros of being on a major and the cons? And what are the pros on being on an independent, and what are the cons?
I mean, obviously, like the resources at a major, especially when you just signed there, like, I mean, you can't compete with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and two, that was a little bit like, we started off like kind of independent, just like a little production situation, then signed with the major, and it's just like, bro, I go back and I watch some of those videos that we had back in the day, and I'm like, we had a wolf in a video. We had a wolf.
Why?
Low key, it was supposed to be a hyena at first.
Yeah.
Because the album was New Religion Hyena.
They couldn't find no hyenas.
No, they found the hyena. The hyena got sick 2 days before the shoot. So they were scrambling to find a wolf.
I just
for
feel
us
for the
to-
intern
I
that
think
had
that
to go
was
find a hyena.
Yeah, I think that was God working for you.
Yeah, no, real shit. I mean,
They had that wolf dancing. Like,
I don't know if y'all
literally-
know about hyenas. Like they're nothing. to fuck with.
they're nothing to fuck with. But that wolf was dancing right in front of us, and the trainer had like a steak, like a raw steak.
Yeah, he was throwing
using it
chunks
to
of meat.
Throwing chunks of meat. I'm like,
and we had to sit
Go
there and do
perform.
the dance and dance in front of the wolf while they're throwing
like, don't do
chunks
this,
of meat
don't do
in
this,
to
or
keep
he'll
them
do
under
this. And I'm
control
just
and
like,
shit.
yo, that's
That
crazy.
sounds like a Marlon Wayans movie.
The
was
shit
a
is
wolf
to
dancing.
look back on it. The shit is like, it's definitely comedy, but like, just think of like how much that shit costs. Like,
Yeah.
and
For what?
I'm sitting there asking for the most extravagant shit. I figured I would just ask for it. I asked for Morgan Freeman to
Why
say
not?
the
Why not?
intro for my
Might as
album.
well, yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
expectations. So it's like, but then obviously it's like once they start looking at the spreadsheets, and it's like, well, you only made this much. And
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It's
No
just
more
like,
wolves
I
for
don't
this.
think.
Yeah, no,
I don't
we're
think
not
you can
clear
afford
enough.
more. The wolf, no, the wolf is much cheaper than Morgan Freeman.
Exactly.
I can promise you that.
Exactly. So, we went from that and then to another label situation. But independent is just like, I think the one thing is like, obviously the pressure is more so on you to be the decision maker, which is better. Honestly, is how I prefer it, because like I'm the type, regardless of the situation, I want to feel like I'm responsible. And nothing pisses me off more than to feel like I just had no control over the situation. Like, I can hold myself accountable, but to sit there and be like, a boardroom full of people and be like, well, why didn't you do that? It's like you can only do that so much before they're just like, all right, shelf his ass or whatever, shut it off.
And
So-
some of the worst part about being a label is a lot of those people making those decisions, especially on the music, have poor music taste, and they don't have culture. They're not like cultured or anything. And you got people sitting in the room telling you, well, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that.
Right.
They don't
No,
listen.
they're
to
numbers guys,
Yeah,
analytics.
exactly. And
They know
that's
what the impressions
frustrating.
are.
Exactly.
And especially now more so than ever, I feel like they're all like, I guess in that no matter what you do, you're going to be like accountable to some stats in a spreadsheet or whatever. But now more so than ever, it's just like nobody's really just like riding off like that gut feeling like they used to, or I'm just going to throw money into this just because I believe in it. You know what I'm saying? It really don't happen as much. Like there's also just way more between social media, streaming, all that shit. There's way more data available too.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the majors, since they've like fired pretty much everyone and their staff is of like 4 or 5 people, they're moving as an independent label without independent ears.
Yeah.
They're going just off data for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
And when you do that and you have such a small staff, you're kind of hustling backwards at that point.
Exactly.
Because if you have every resource ever and want to put $1 million into anyone that just signs, you can take the risk of, all right, let's just follow the numbers. But when you downsize to 5 people like an independent label, you need to listen to the artist that you're signing right now. Because we have to make sure this product is worth it at that time. So everything is fucking weird now. I don't even know where to begin with the major at this point. Like they'll be fine. They'll never be on their way out. The day that they invested into Spotify, they gave themselves another 100 years.
No, real talk.
Yeah, like that saved their lives. And now they can still have the same power over all of us that
Which
they
is
had
crazy.
before.
That the fact that they can shift it like that and still remain in the same power position.
I mean, I guess it just shows the power of catalog and what owning masters really does. Because at that point, Spotify was about to shift the entire world and leave the majors out of it, but they needed their permission.
Yeah.
You can't have Spotify without a catalog.
Yeah.
So
Oh no, that's
they
why
made them. The majors didn't make themselves relevant.
Yeah,
Spotify made the majors relevant again because they had the back catalog.
No, I completely
for
understand
sure.
why
Sorry.
everybody was selling their catalog a few years ago.
Yeah.
We didn't understand. I
absolutely.
didn't understand it at first. I'm like, wait, how much did he sell all that music for? But now with the DSPs and the way they even, can keep track of what is a stream, they can value your music. They can change the whole grid of how they value your music. So if I know this wave is coming and I have this whole catalog and somebody says, yo, we'll give you $150 million right now for your entire catalog, I'll be a fool not to take that.
Yeah,
because in 10 years from now, y'all might value my music at $65 million.
No, for sure. And two, it gives so much opportunity too to people who, because if you're just living off of your royalty checks or whatever, like, okay, cool, that's a consistent income, but it's not enough to like make your next move or really do anything. So, it's an interesting game that we in today, bro. Like, and I don't know. I also kind of feel like, just like you said, like the majors don't know what they do. But I feel like that's been the case the whole time.
Yeah,
you feel me? Like,
100%.
It's funny because Drew mentioned it earlier about them not getting behind a record that was moving. And I was thinking about that shit. That was actually the day that we met.
Okay.
The day that we met, this was 2018. I left a meeting over at the label that we were at the time. And we had a song that was blowing up, like
Spiking.
like
And every
200, 300,000 streams a day, like just going crazy.
This was on Fireside?
It's off of Fireside.
Okay.
It's off of Fireside. And in the midst of that, there's like this whole regime change. Everybody who worked on our first album, literally 18 months later, gone. And I think
I see what you did
there was a lot of
That was a
and yeah,
just
little
went over everyone's
subliminal
head
in there.
except for us.
But at the same time,
18
like
months later.
we get, because a lot of times they'll say we want to wait until we get some momentum to do anything. We had the momentum at that time. Like we had this song that was going crazy. And I think just like the internal politics of like, oh, well, that was with the old regime and we were moving on to new things. They didn't get behind the record at all. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's my parking.
knowing full well that they could have. So it's just interesting.
That to this day, that's one of the most frustrating points in my career. Just having like you said, having been told that over and over, you got to wait till momentum, and then we'll push the button, so to speak.
Yeah.
And then that one showed its hand better than anything we had up to that date, like by 200-300%, and nothing. Oh, we'll move on to the next thing. Then we moved on to the next thing, and they didn't do nothing. So it's just like,
And that's like
frustrating.
what the music industry does in musical chairs with all its CEOs and employees. It just switching within, especially once it became the big 3, everyone just switched around. And for some weird reason, every time a new president or CEO comes in, they feel like if they didn't sign them, it is not a priority. Fuck it, let's just push them over here, no matter who it is. Which I guess can be a blessing to some people trying to get off the label. But in your case, with Fireside, when you have real
it happened
movement,
twice. That shit has happened to us twice.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And in 2 different label groups, 2 different situations. 3-4 months after the album comes out, boom, CEO, president's gone, new regime coming in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's tricky, man. That's why it's just like I don't want to feel like I'm jaded, because I don't think I'm a jaded person, but also I don't have any expectations when it comes to like people making promises.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Regardless of the situation.
I hear that, but I mean, has that ever affected how you guys have went into the studio? Not jaded per se, but experienced. Like
yeah, a
been
little
through the
bit.
ringer a bit. and seen what happens when you quote unquote play the game a bit. Yo, I got the fire $10 feature at the perfect time. The record itself is good. Fuck anything else. This record is great. Have the momentum. It still didn't go the way we wanted it to go.
Yeah.
Is that present when you're creating at this point?
Not at this point, but there was a point, in between some of these albums where I think subconsciously we tried to create things that we thought were going to be more commercial or more marketable or more this or more that or please this person or that person, as opposed to creating from the standpoint that we're normally creating in. And I think that, I don't know if the music suffered, but I think that it was missing like that appeal that we usually have when we're writing. So yeah, it's definitely happened before, and I'm glad that we're now in a position where we don't really have to think about that kind of stuff anymore.
Yeah.
With this next record, Diamonds and Pearls. Now this is Diamonds and Pearls is one of my favorite Prince songs.
Yeah.
Where does this rank as far as that song? Like I'm
It's a wild question.
Yeah.
One of the greatest Prince songs of all time.
Yeah, people say something wild.
I can never compare
And where does the
myself
album title rank against the movie Love Jones?
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. Somebody's gonna get offended either whatever we say. Look, Prince is one of my favorite artists too. So I was saying Diamonds and Pearls, and like 2 seconds I was like, wait a second. Like that's already a fucking song. But I was like, it just sounds good. I don't
Felt
care.
good.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's just like, if us saying Diamonds and Pearls, like get somebody to circle back to the Prince shit, they're like more power to it. But I think that this record for sure, like it definitely does have like a little like early Prince type of vibe though to it. You know what I'm saying? Just like the type of drums and stuff that we use. So I think just on a subconscious level, like
It was there.
yeah, Prince was up in the room somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get into it.
Diamonds and Pearls. They.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's go. Love Jones. Hey,
Give me conflicted material, girl.
yeah,
Give me one night I can show you the world.
let's go.
Hit all your buttons with no strings attached.
Hey.
Make you wanna run it back. Whoa. Be my addiction material, girl. Wrap around your fingers like diamonds and pearls. Hit all your buttons with no strings attached.
Let's go.
Make you wanna run it back. Whoa. Diamonds and pearls.
I can give it to you.
Diamonds and pearls.
What you want from me?
Diamonds and pearls.
I can give it to you.
Diamonds and pearls. 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 This ain't no different. I done seen your type before.
Let's go.
City high, that caramel complexion that I love.
Ay.
Acting all complacent, girl, don't make me call your bluff.
Ay.
Wrap your legs around me, watch me fit you like a glove. You tryna tease me, I'm tryna run that back up. Let's take it easy and pull some Johnny Black up. You know that once we start to sipping, you assume position.
Ay.
I'ma handle business, I'm gonna give it to you. Spend all that cash on you, girl. You got me caught in your world. It's just a feeling I can't deny. I'm gonna need that one more time.
Yeah,
Give me one night I can
let's
show
go.
you all your buttons, no strings attached.
Yeah,
Oh, be my addiction material, girl. Wrap around my finger like diamonds and pearls. Hit all your buttons with no strings attached.
let's go.
Make you wanna run it back. Whoa. Diamonds and pearls.
I can give it to you.
Diamonds and pearls.
What you want from me?
Diamonds and pearls.
I can give it to you.
Diamonds and pearls. 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 I can give it to you. What you want from me, baby? I can give it to you. Yeah. I can give it to you. Say what you want from me, baby. I can give it to you. Oh, baby, yeah, yeah. diamonds and pearls.
In studio,
Y'all can't see them.
they're everywhere.
Everywhere.
That was Diamonds and Pearls by They. Love Jones out right now.
Yeah.
Maul, I'm not sure if you realize how many studio sessions Dante has interrupted because the Denver Nuggets were playing.
My God.
Nah, for
Like
sure.
we've been catching a vibe.
Yeah.
Everything's going great. Like one of those moments. Stop for a second. The Nuggets are on.
Yeah, the last time we sat down, last time we all sat down together, I think y'all did y'all just win the title?
I think we
so,
were.
yeah.
I think we were. We were in the playoffs.
Okay.
we were in the playoffs.
Okay,
yeah.
so I haven't seen y'all since y'all won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So congrats.
Yeah,
I haven't had a
thank
chance
you.
to
Thank you.
congratulate y'all on
I was
As a
only
Nugget,
cheering for the
I'll
Nuggets
take
because of
this.
Dante, man. I wanted to see him get one because
Yeah.
as a dedicated Knicks fan that has seen so much tragedy, like I was so excited for you.
No,
when the Nuggets
bro.
finally.
Like I had the opportunity to go to the game, the game 5 of the finals.
He loves
and,
telling this story.
And bro, I mean, why wouldn't I go tell this
Absolutely.
story? It was one of the greatest moments of my life.
Yeah.
And like, bro, I cried. I cried. Like
I
I
respect-
cried at the game. As the confetti's falling, tears are
Oh, so you was at the game when they actually won it?
Yeah, bro, like best seats of my life. Shout out my boy Zoo who was able to hook up the tickets and stuff. But bro, literally tears streaming
Did
from
you
my
record
eyes.
yourself crying?
I didn't record myself,
All right,
crying,
so
but
you kept some dignity.
he might
You kept some
actually.
dignity, because if you would have said you pulled out your phone and
No,
recorded it,
no,
no, because you know that's what people do now. They start crying. And
Yeah,
they,
no, I would. I'm
record,
not that guy.
you know?
I'm not that guy.
Okay,
but
but you
I
kept
think
some dignity.
he might have a video of me crying because he
Okay.
definitely looked at me. He was holding. He's like,
That's fine.
I
Somebody
you
else
crying right
record
now?
you.
Like, I'm like, yeah, I'm crying.
Right,
Yeah.
If the Knicks win this year, I might cry. I won't record myself, but I might cry.
As long as you don't record yourself. Keep
no,
some dignity
no, no,
about
no.
yourself.
I'm not.
You know
I'm
what I
not.
mean?
I'm not that type of person.
Yeah.
Sit there performative crying.
Yeah. That's
And like,
crazy.
no, don't cry. Post.
Yeah, and
Like,
God
fuck
forbid
that.
you forgot to hit record, so now you got to cry again.
Yeah,
to record.
no,
Yeah,
no.
it's just nasty. You
I
don't
mean,
need
we
to
just
do
got so many championships, like I can't even cry anymore. So it's like Spurs.
It's been a
got so many
minute. It's been a minute since the Spurs won a championship, but
Yeah.
they'll be back.
They'll
in
be
the
You got
race.
what?
Y'all look
like
good. Your
one-
future
one-
looks good.
one.
Yeah.
Future looking
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
What do you guys think of the Luka trade?
That is the stupidest trade I've ever seen in history. So like, I don't really know what else to say. Other
On
than
whose
that.
part? The Lakers or the Mavericks?
I think it's stupid on the Mavericks part. I mean, I think what's going to end up happening is we'll be surprised at how good their defense is, and they will be able to stop. I don't think they're going to. They're losing a lot of scoring, but in exchange, they're going to be able to stop teams from scoring as much. So it'll be. I don't know if they're going to lose as much as we think they're going to
So you think
lose.
the Mavericks got the worst part of it?
Oh, definitely. I
Really?
personally think
Why?
they got the worst part of it, just because it's just like you can't replace the type of scorer and then clutch scorer that Luka Doncic is.
I
feel
just
like
look
you can't
at. I
replace
mean,
that.
I get that, and Luka is one of the best players in the league. But I think that where the Mavericks are now with Kyrie,
Yeah,
where they've been all season with Kyrie, Luka's been pretty much hurt most of the season.
that's true.
They addressed the gap that they had in the paint, the defensive end with Anthony Davis. I think the Mavericks are better off now than the Lakers are. The Lakers still have to make some moves. Their
That's going to
roster
be
they
interesting
have
seeing
now
that
is not-
chemistry between him and LeBron. How that's going to work
that's
out.
not going. This is officially the phase out of LeBron James.
Yeah.
Not nobody wants to say it.
That's
This is
Right?
fair.
No.
Phase out is
I can
like
see it.
he's been.
It is.
It is like
The
Phase out is the wrong word though.
They're
It's just
they're
time
preparing
him to
for that
retire.
for him
Like,
to leave. They're preparing.
If
Phase
you,
out
if
is
you
nuts.
work somewhere
Yeah.
for 22 years
Mhm.
and they bring in this young stud,
Yes.
and now
Gracefully give him
and
his
now-
Rolex and he can leave. That's not a phase out. It's just
they're
a,
phasing them out.
You a
They already
legend.
have the guy that's gonna be here when you retire.
I
Yeah.
can
white
see
people
it from
don't
the
look good in yellow.
from
He can't be the face
the
of the
Lakers perspective. I can absolutely see where that's it because when you have Anthony Davis and LeBron, it's just like okay, like we need both of y'all. Like so, then you have to bend to LeBron's will a little bit more because
Yeah.
he's still kind of at the top. With Luka, you can make a hard pivot and be like, all right, LeBron, like we're not taking any more your trade requests. We're the
Yeah.
GM type of things. Like, no, we're going with Luka.
Drafted
Like,
Bronny. We
yeah,
gave
yeah,
you
like,
your-
yeah,
this
we
was
did-
the-
we did
this was the
everything.
phase out.
You-
We
you
gave
got your
one
ring.
shining moment.
Yeah.
yeah.
You're the first
But-
dad to play with his son in the NBA. Like, we gave you that
Yeah,
moment.
that's an easy pivot if things don't work out
Right.
with LeBron,
Yeah.
or you feel like maybe he wants to go do something. Like he doesn't have any leverage in the situation anymore. Is what I would definitely say.
But see, from the Mavericks standpoint too, it's just like AD be getting injured like shit too. So it's just like he be missing hella games. So,
I could
you
see it. There's two ways to look at it: it's long term and short term.
Yeah.
So I actually do agree with you short term because, and this started last year with all the trades that the Mavericks made. Like I definitely feel like their bench, they're deep. Like between PJ Washington, Gafford, Lively is still good. Like they have a lot of really, really good players to where I don't think it's gonna be a big drop off. The same way, like people acting like they're done. I don't think they're done because
I think they're done. I don't think they're done at all.
But obviously, if we're talking 3, 4, 5 years down the road, it's a completely different conversation because AD's already about to be like 32. So
and Kyrie may want out regardless.
Yeah. Kyrie's what, like 33, 34.
Yeah.
So it's just like
that was really my point too. It's just like they just lost a lot of scoring. I mean, obviously AD scores, but like, Kyrie probably gonna want to be out soon, and then you lose Luka's 20, 30 points a game. You know what I mean? So it's just like, how do you replace that? You know what I mean? We gotta go look to. I mean, draft whatever free agency, but I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do on that scoring end.
Yeah. Top 5 rapper basketball players of all time.
Rapper basketball.
Allen Iverson. We're talking about people that were actually in the league that decided to rap.
So the way they had to make the NBA. Or we talk about rappers who used to be hoopers because that's a little bit brother. Okay.
Cameron doesn't count in this conversation.
Okay.
They had to make the league. Master P still on the table.
No, I was about to say Master P.
Oh yeah, okay, that's true.
Master P had the jump shot. Everybody, he played summer league for the Nuggets one time too.
Master P, he could hoop.
Yeah,
he might be a better basketball player than a rapper.
Yeah,
honestly,
Jello ball.
I was just waiting for you to say I think Jello there too.
Jello,
maybe
I mean that's
he might be better than
crazy.
Shaq.
Yeah, because nobody ever had it.
Small off.
I mean, he never played in the NBA, so this kind of
that's true though. I was gonna.
He didn't do
I thought
summer
he
league,
did.
D league
preseason.
Yeah, I felt like he. All right, my
for
bad.
who? For what team? That's what I was trying to wonder.
The Hornets.
Professional.
He was on the Hornets.
Yeah, for like a second.
So Jello's on y'all list of best rappers.
I'm just trying to think. I can't even think of more than like 4 or 5.
The thing is, it's like first of all, a lot of those
old
old albums.
I didn't say Damian Lillard.
Oh wait,
Damian Lillard's
Shaq was good.
Nobody said
Shaq was great.
Shaq was good.
I think it goes Lillard then Shaq.
is probably the best.
For number 1, number 2.
Yeah, Lillard was not.
I think Shaq made better records than Dame.
No, for sure. Like
Shaq has records with Biggie. Like he has a record with Biggie Smalls.
But he had the
Like, what are we
machine
talking
with
about?
like Kazam and shit behind. So he had the major.
The machine.
You said Kazam is
You didn't say Reebok. You said
Wow.
You said Kazam.
Yeah, Universal was bonded, man.
Yeah.
That movie was
rapping as a genie.
ridiculous,
Kobe.
bro.
I feel like I actually
God rest
heard
his
it.
dead. Kobe's trash, man. Kobe
No,
was
I
really
heard
bad
a Kobe
rapper.
record. He sounded like a bootleg cannabis or something like that. It sounded
You're
weird to
giving
me.
him more credit
I'm
than
just
I think.
saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
He did
He had
rap.
some bars, and we obviously know
Kobe
he's
was
one of
bad,
the greatest
man.
ball players ever.
I
What
don't
about
know.
Kevin Durant?
No.
I heard
His joint with Stolly wasn't bad. That record he got with Stolly wasn't bad.
And then what's the snippet that came out where he sounded like Jay Electronica? Because that wasn't bad either.
Yeah.
He had the
KD's
Jay
not
Elect
bad.
flow, but it was good.
Kevin Durant.
But Katie never really put out like enough for me to be like, okay, you know what I mean? Like the Ball brothers, they at least have put out. Most of it is terrible, but they actually have put out a lot.
I haven't heard Mello over there rapping too.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even hear that.
There was a
no
Mello
Zoe.
snippet.
Oh, Lonzo. Yeah,
Lonzo,
yeah,
Lonzo,
yeah.
and Jello.
That's
put out,
right, that's right.
A few records.
That's right.
Yeah, I went to college in Oklahoma City actually, and the whole thing back then was like everybody who did music was like, KD's making beats. Like, KD's making. I'm about to go to KD's crib and make some beats, and there's one video
That's
up
just
there.
crazy, like a crazy story to have in Oklahoma. Like,
in
I'm
Oklahoma.
Going to Katie's crib, he's making.
Yeah,
beats.
he's
What?
making
So
beats. Like,
random,
we're
dog.
over there, and they would all be over there. Him, Russ, James Harden, like just in there, just making beats.
That's why
Like,
they didn't
what?
win nothing.
Yeah.
Y'all focus on making beats.
There's a video floating around here. There was this white kid that used to hang out with, Josh Lee, and he was like, typical like white rapper, like had bars but did a lot of fast rapping.
Yeah.
And it's like KD's running through beats and he's just like freestyling to every beat.
What was KD making? Fruity Loops?
Nah, he was, bro. I want to say he was just going right off the motif.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
big, like just making it all. So it was a
They
lot.
was really trying to be. They was.
Yeah, like no, they had
that
the
was
most.
lunchroom table, like just bang on the lunchroom table.
Bro,
type
they used to
shit
go
right
in
there.
Guitar Center. There was only one Guitar Center in the whole city. They used to go in there and
I
just
thought you
buy
about to
up
say there was
hella
only
shit.
one guitar in the whole city.
Oh, no, they got guitars. They got guitars.
They
That's-
should have got out of
crazy.
Oklahoma.
But one Guitar Center, they used to go up and spend like, 20, 30 grand on equipment and shit like that.
Yeah.
Just the most expensive keyboards, but like,
I just made $80 million this year.
yeah.
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think. Maury Stoudemire was like the backing behind a rapper named Locksmith in Arizona when
Yeah.
Amari Stoudemire was with the Suns. And then he got traded to the Knicks. And then our manager now, Benner, ended up managing Locksmith. So I would just be in sessions with Amari Stoudemire's tall ass
Yeah.
and
That's crazy.
frugal in a good way. you just made $100 million. Why are we working off this $30,000 independent budget? We in a small ass studio that you can't even stand in.
That's great.
But Amari Stoudemire had good music taste. Like, he wasn't just there as the bank. Like, I was actually kind of shocked at how tapped in he was with, certain notes of what he wanted to do with that.
Nah, especially living in places like Oklahoma or Denver and shit. Like, that was always the thing. Like, a rapper would, like, quote unquote make it as soon as they signed to like an athlete or something. I remember like Trevor Price up in he played for the Broncos. Like there was like 3 or 4 rappers that was signed to him like locally and shit like that. Like I think James Harden had like a couple artists or something like that and shit like that.
I know right off when I hear one. I know right off.
He was at the hookah spot, heard someone rap. He's like, I got you.
I got you. Let me get this tax right off.
Didn't Ja Morant do something?
Oh, he did a lot. He got suspended for it.
He tried to become.
He was a drill rapper with no rap.
No, he was living the lifestyle of a drill rapper.
He was the lifestyle.
He was a YN for real. Like, a lot of these dudes be bullshitting with the YN.
He was the lifestyle brand of the
He
entire.
really was YN.
He was really not.
I mean, let's not act like Ron Artest was that bad at rapping. He put together a whole crew as well.
Ron.
He took everyone from Queensbridge that was already nice at rapping and didn't get a shot.
Lamar Odom had Ali Vegas.
I even forgot about that.
Yeah. It's always been a thing with like athletes because a lot of these guys come from the same areas. We all from the inner cities. We all went to school with somebody that's dope. We all grew up with somebody that's dope. That's like my best friend. He could rap. Now I come into an $80-100 million deal. It's like, yo, let me try to help my boy out. So it's something that I think we'll always see where our culture and sports, which is our culture as well, is always going to have those situations, those stories of the athlete having his boys that rap. But we need to get some athletes that maybe have their boys that sing and produce. And
shit.
Let's not always look for the rapper.
That's true.
Get some writers. Let's write some records. Let's try to get a couple artists to buy. We
absolutely
see real return on the investment instead of my boy just signed for $200 million.
Yeah,
this fucking $200,000 don't mean nothing to him. Like let's really make something happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Create an actual real successful music community.
And then too, you got a better chance of like putting somebody on through that way, just like the social media age and shit like that. Like you already got a platform. You know what I'm saying?
It's different now. It's you can really gain traction.
Yeah,
for real, and especially if KD is my boy, and me and him, and imagine if we could see that on social media right now. Like KD on the motif and his boy rapping, it'd probably be. It's a hit. That's how fast shit happened. It's like, that's a hit to y'all.
Well, even Nucci, who now does the Front Porch series, like how I got put on to Nucci was through KD and God Rest the Dead Dixon. Like they were, because they all from Maryland, DC, was putting they shit on their Instagram, and I was like, this kid could actually really rap.
Yeah.
And now he's smoking shit with the Front Porch.
Yeah, that Front Porch shit is tight.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely. Before we do get out of here, since we are talking about Jello and rappers, do we think that Jello stole P-Day's style?
Man.
P-Day is one of Dante's artists who's incredible. They put out a lot of music that Dante produced. And I don't know, man, first time I heard that Jello shit, I was like, this is P-Day.
That's crazy.
I will say this. A lot of people independently arrived at that conclusion. To where they're like, I once the Jello shit started popping off, I got like 6-7 different texts. Like, yo, it sound like P-Day.
Exactly like him.
It sound like P-Day. But I mean,
I didn't think about that, damn.
It was the vocal layering and stuff like that, obviously. But we was doing that, a year and a half, 2 years ago and stuff. Yeah. So, at the end of the day, it's like, if that's the sound people want, then we got a whole trove of stuff that's ready to go. But nah, bro, you not the only one who said that.
Yeah,
but at the same time, like, the tweaker shit is hard. I'm glad to see him doing his thing. And then he had that snippet too that was actually sounding fire. So I'm curious to see where he continue to go with it.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. Did you ever link with Trev Rich or anyone else outside of
Oh yeah, Trev's my boy. Like we all came up to that.
My guy.
Yeah,
Trev's really dope.
Trev's my boy. He's like my fellow Nuggets shit talker. He's like the reinforcements when niggas try to talk shit in group chats about the fucking Nuggets.
I had spent some time out in Colorado like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But I wasn't in Denver. I was in Boulder.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And he was like, yo, if you need anything, I got the grip if you need that. I said, bro, I'm in the mountains. I am like skiing tomorrow.
That's what
like, I don't need any weaponry. Like, I'm fine. But the fact that I was even in Colorado, he opened up the door like, yo, listen, anything you need.
Yeah, when we were out there for a show years and years ago, Trev took us out. Denver's a really, really cool city.
Yeah,
like
I like this a lot.
For sure.
It reminds me of, I want to say like a mix between San Francisco and Austin.
I could see that. I can see that.
Denver reminds me of like a mix of Frisco and Austin.
Cause you kind of got like there's definitely like a tech presence, but you also got like the bohemian people who go up into the mountains every
Real
weekend and
artsy,
stuff like
real,
that.
Like,
A lot of times they'll be the same person. You know what I'm saying? They'll be sitting there programming all week and then go live in a tree for like the next 3 days.
And you can also get your head blown off. Like
For real.
No, real shit.
Love it.
Real shit.
Absolutely.
Especially where I'm from. Well, Trev and I are from Aurora. Like we grew up in Aurora and stuff. So it's just like that place and had like a whole different little
I used
turnover.
to watch Dog the Bounty Hunter. He got a lot of
Yeah.
bounties out there.
Oh my
That was
God.
my shit right there. Yeah.
I used to watch that shit too, bro.
He used to be
I
in
love that
Aurora.
that's
shit
what
was
you
mad
mean.
entertaining.
Nah,
That
Dog the
Dog the
Bounty Hunter used to
Bounty
be in
Hunter.
Aurora
That
going
shit was
crazy.
mad
cleaning
entertaining.
the
Yo,
streets up.
low key, the wildest bounty hunter shit. It was in Aurora at a funeral,
that's crazy.
and a bounty hunter busted up in there looking for one of my cousins. Like
Was it
in the
dog?
middle. It wasn't dog. It was some black dude.
Because I feel like niggas
he
will
was
help
he was
dog.
suited
if
up like dog.
If dog looking for my cousin, I might help dog. Like, I'm
Yeah,
fuck with
it's
dog.
like, all right,
Let me
yeah.
go call this nigga. I dog, we ain't gonna
Nah,
do
this
that.
was a black dog impersonator. Like he had like the.
Were you at
all
the funeral?
weapons. I wasn't there. My dad was there. He's like, yo, a fucking bounty hunter came up in there like, hey yo, P, where P at? I'm just like,
That's
are you fucking?
P
in the
is
middle
dead.
of
He's
a
in the
funeral?
casket.
We're reading the eulogy right now.
Nigga, like,
You're late.
honoring this nigga's
T is in the
grandmother. Like,
casket,
what are you
sir.
doing?
That's crazy.
Yo,
Holy shit.
That's absurd.
Funny.
Oh man.
Well, this was great, man. Anything else you guys want to plug about the album?
man, nah, Love Jones out now.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's a return to form for us. It's us getting back to that original element, not giving a fuck what nobody else thinks, just doing what the fuck we want to do. And you know, I feel like everybody's really gonna enjoy this one for sure.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
Appreciate y'all for stopping by again. This is family. This is not even, this is
Yeah.
not an interview.
Yeah.
We
Nah,
came up
appreciate
here to
y'all.
see y'all boys, man.
Good to see
y'all
y'all
look
too,
good,
man.
Sound
Good to
good.
see y'all too.
Thank you,
rooting
bro.
for y'all. That's been they. This is another episode of My Karma is Beautiful.
And just keep rolling for a second. So the records that didn't make it that you said, my airdrop is open. I'm trying to finish this album.
All right, bet. We're gonna send them
Yeah.
over. We're gonna ship them
Oh
over.
no, Dante pulled up for my Jameson session, and we put together
Oh
some.
yeah.
Ooh,
Some fire shit.
Jameson, huh?
Something
I gotta
nice.
hear that.
Dante
Nice.
plugged up. That record was done in 10 minutes. I've never
Oh
seen
my
a record
God.
get done so fast in my
Yeah,
fucking
that's
life. Bro.
crazy.
So
That shit came together crazy.
yeah, we all need
Jameson's
to talk
It's
super
coming.
tight. I gotta see that. I gotta hear that.
Yeah.
for sure. Well, thank y'all guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
man.
Big love.